Hey y'all! Welcome to the Spook Show.
Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, grab your blankets, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so today we are doing another true crime, and this will be the case of Jennifer Schuett. Okay?
I know absolutely nothing about this. Like,
Nothing.
literally nothing.
Once I get into it, you might be like, wait, I think I've heard of
it.
this. Yeah, because I definitely, didn't know much about this case, but I knew, I've heard of her. Okay, let's get into it. So, Jennifer and her mother lived in Dickinson, Texas.
Another Texas?
Yes, which, if you don't know, that's right by Houston. Always in Houston.
Always Houston.
Always Houston.
Always Houston. Except Dallas, where they're beheading people.
Yeah. Anyways. So it was just her and her mother while she was growing up. They lived in a small apartment. Her and her mother were very close. Okay, they're best friends, whatever. Well, Jennifer had a fear of the dark. Okay, so she would always go to her mom's room and she would spend the night in there because she was scared to be by herself. Well, that's what she did this night. On August 9th, she went to her mom's room and was going to sleep with her. Well, she was a little girl. She was 8 years old. So, little girls like to sprawl out in the bed.
Yeah.
Well, she was kicking her mom. And her mom woke up and was like, okay, you gotta go to your room. I have work in the morning.
Yeah.
I have to go to sleep. So she was like, okay, since I love you, I will go to my room. That's what she said. And she goes to her room. She has this huge lamp that looks like a light bulb.
Okay.
She turns that on. Well, she still couldn't settle, so she grabbed a book and she read until she fell asleep. The next morning, August 10th, 1990, her mom woke up and Jennifer was not anywhere to be seen. Okay, now this is going to be Jennifer's point of view in the middle of the night. So, Jennifer woke up in a man's arms as he was putting her in his car. When she got in the car, she asked him who he was, and he said that he was a police officer and it's going to be okay. And she asked him his name, and he said his name was Dennis. Okay? He then took her to the parking lot of her elementary school and parked the car and told her to look up at the moon, and once the moon changes colors, her mom will be here to get her. And so that's what she did. She looked up at the moon and she stared at it for a while, and in the interview she was saying she thinks that was him trying to get the nerve to do what he was about to do. Okay? So she stares at the moon, and then he decides to start driving again. He drives down to a dead end and pulls out a knife and puts it up to her throat, and he says, "Am I scaring you, little girl? Am I scaring you?" And he starts choking her and trying to break her neck. And in that fight where he's choking her, she kind of loses consciousness. She said the next thing she remembers when she wakes up is being drug into a field.
Oh my god.
Okay? Then her feet fall and hit the ground, he let go of her feet. And then she loses consciousness again. She said the next time she woke up, she felt a weird sensation around her neck, and so she reached up for her neck, and she said she felt it gaping, a gaping wound in her neck. and she looks at her hands, and there's blood all over her hands. And then I think she loses consciousness again. Then she wakes up again, and there's fire ants all over her.
Oh my gosh.
He dropped her in a fire ant bed with her neck slit open.
Oh my gosh.
She all of a sudden felt something like bump into her feet.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little girl. So in this field, the kids that live around it, they like to go to this field and play. This group of girls were playing tag in the field, and while she was running away from her friend, she tripped and fell over Jennifer's foot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Jennifer loses consciousness again. The next time she wakes up, there's a police standing over her, telling her to stay with her. She's like, you have help, we're helping you, stay with me, stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
Loses consciousness again, wakes up, she's getting put into the helicopter, getting life flighted to the hospital. So she gets the surgery once she's in the hospital. They successfully stitch up her neck, so she was slit from ear to ear. They successfully stitch up her neck. She has to get a trach underneath the stitches. They also, while they were checking everything, found out that she was and a lot of her doctors were men, which now she doesn't trust.
Yeah.
And so she said, like, whenever she was in the hospital, she knew she was like a little menace because she couldn't trust them. And she even like kicked the doctors when they got close to her, which
Understandable. She's an 8-year-old little baby.
Yeah, and while they were in there, they were like, it's okay, the police are outside. She couldn't trust the police either.
He said he was a cop.
Yes. Yeah. So at this point, she can't really trust anybody in the hospital, which later on you'll figure out is a good thing that she doesn't trust anybody, because you'll see. While she was there, she obviously couldn't talk because she had a trach and stitches in her throat. So she would like write on a piece of paper, you know, like what happened that night to the police. She remembered the color of the car, that it had 2 doors. She remembered everything that was in the car and details of the stuff that was in the car.
Awesome.
Details of what he looked like, that he had like a scar on his cheek, and remembered that his name was Dennis. Okay? Well, a sketch artist comes in, and how they did this was like she placed like faces, but like if eyebrows, yeah,
That's
different
really cool way
eyebrows,
to
she
do
would
that.
like pick what eyebrows, what eyes, what nose, you know, and she sketched it out according to what she picked out from those. When the sketch artist turned the paper around to Jennifer, she said it looked exactly like the guy that kidnapped her. Okay, that's what he looks like. His name is Dennis. They had the car. Yeah. So, since the police went back and were searching the area. They found some clothes of Jennifer's. Some like, I think it was a shirt, underwear, stuff like that. They also found clothes of the person that kidnapped her.
Okay.
Over the years, they couldn't find the guy, even though they literally had a sketch of what he looked like, his name in his car. They could not find him.
DNA, right? From a rape kit and clothes, you would think.
You would think. The case kept getting passed around. Jennifer went back to school and she tried to be as normal as possible. She then graduated high school, went to college, She worked in a library, met the love of her life. 18 years after the attack happened, Jennifer got a call. She was told that the case had been given to Tim Cromie, and he said that he wanted to talk to her. So she went and talked to Tim and, shared her story.
Yeah.
Tim, she was like happy that Tim got the case because you could tell that he was determined to catch this man.
That's awesome.
So Tim brought in someone else named Richard Brenneson to help, and he said that this was the most violent crime he's ever investigated where the victim survived.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah. So 18 years after this happened, they finally sent the shirt and the underwear for both Jennifer and the attacker to get the DNA. I don't know if it was like they didn't have the technology for DNA when that happened.
I don't think so.
Or what, but
They lazy.
they finally sent it to get DNA tested. They didn't hear anything for a long time, and they started losing hope. They didn't want to, but they kind of were, until 19 years after now. So it's been about a year. They finally get a call. Brenneson said he got a call at 2:30 in the morning. The DNA got a hit, and it belonged to a man named Dennis Earl Bradford. Dennis. Who she was saying it was after.
Literally.
Anyway. Dennis had prior convictions, and his DNA had been put in the national database that matched back to the DNA on the clothes. So, Dennis had been in for kidnapping someone in Arkansas, I think it was. And then I think he was like abusive to an ex or his wife or somebody. But that's why he was convicted. So, like I said, at this time, Dennis was in Arkansas. So they had to prove that Dennis was in Dickinson, Texas when this crime happened. Okay?
19 years ago.
Yes. They contacted the driver's license bureau and got like a copy of his driver's license. And when they got the driver's license picture back, they were like dumbfounded how close the pictures were. Literally the same person.
Twins. I wonder why.
Literally the same person. When they were getting his ID and making sure that he was in Dickinson, Texas, they found that he lived about 1 block from their apartment. The day that Dennis got arrested, he was getting pulled over for just a routine traffic stop. The officer saw he had a warrant, and then he arrested him. He got placed in an interrogation room and waited until finally Detective Cromie and Agent Brenneson came in and talked to him. They started asking about what happened early August morning of 1990, and he started to get the sense that they were on to him. He knew what was going on.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, one of the cops looked at Dennis and said, "Have you ever heard of Jennifer Schuett?" And he said, "Yes." "Did you ever have an occasion to come in contact with her?" And he said, "Yes." Then Agent Brenneson said, "Tell me about that." And he looks down at the floor and says, "No."
Guilty.
You ever heard the name Jennifer Schuett? Yes. Did you ever have occasion to come in contact with her? Yes. Tell me about that. No.
My whole life for the past 20 years has been utterly and completely up because of my mistake.
I can tell, obviously, this affects you a lot, but I think you would, if you were to see her, I think you would be extremely proud of her. I really do.
Oh, thank you. She's alive.
Yes, she's alive.
She's alive.
She's alive. And let me tell you, she is a incredible young woman.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, you have no idea how hard I have prayed for that. I'm a firm believer of Christ. But I had no idea. Because it wasn't but about 2 days later I ran. And I just took off.
Admitted. Ew. Ew. I don't know. All the power in the world to cops and detectives and FBI agents and people in law enforcement that can fake having sympathy for people like this, where they're not just like immediately like I could not pretend like sit
that.
in there and just So as he was talking to them, he also told them that shortly after he attacked Jennifer, he tried to commit suicide and backed out while he pulled the trigger and the bullet hit the ceiling. He was then taken to the hospital, the same hospital that Jennifer was still in while she was in recovery. Yeah. At the press conference, she said, "I'm not a victim, but instead victorious."
Above all, I'd like to thank Detective Tim Comey with the Dickinson Police Department and Special Agent Richard Renison with the FBI for all of their hard work and dedication over the last year and a half, and for his promise from day one, never giving up on my case, and for hearing my voice and seeing my determination.
And then Detective Cromie and Agent Renison came in and hugged her, and they said, we told you we would get him. We promised you. His attorney told her that he's going to plead guilty, as he should. And she just needed to pick a day. And the day she picked was August 10th, 20 years to the day that the attack happened. So, on May 10th, 2010, Detective Cromie gets a call in the middle of the night. He was informed that Dennis Earl Bradford had hung himself in his cell. Jennifer said when he was arrested, the first thing that she said was, "Please do not let him kill himself." And he did. On the 20th year anniversary, Jennifer went to Dennis Earl Bradford's grave and read her victim impact statement.
Dennis Bradford, you chose the wrong little 45-pound, 8-year-old girl to try and murder, because for 19 years, I've thought of you every single day and helped in searching for you. In my heart, I knew you were out there. And now I know, listening to my heart all of these years and never giving up on finding you, I was right.
She said she turned to her husband and said, "I wonder if he heard me." And right as she was saying that, she got bit on her leg by a fire ant. And she said to her that was God's sign of him saying he heard you loud and clear.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Jennifer now has a little boy and a little girl named Jenna and Jonah, and is an advocate for other crime survivors.
Amazing.
I don't. Yeah.
Amazing, right?
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah.
First, I just want to, like, say how insane the human body is that it could keep her alive that long.
Yeah.
8-year-old little girl. I'm so, like, just blown away by her strength, honestly.
Right.
That's amazing. There's absolutely no reason it should have been 20 years.
Right.
None whatsoever.
I don't. Yeah,
None.
I just don't know. I don't understand how. I'm just glad they caught him.
Absolutely.
I'm not glad he went out the
Easy
way he did.
Yep.
He went out the easy way. He really did. I'm glad they figured out who.
I just think it's crazy he didn't have more like of a watch on him, since he had literally already expressed being again justice system.
Yeah,
y'all.
he said. Yeah, exactly. He said he was trying to off himself, and then she also said, "Do not let him do it." You would think they would be watching him, but they weren't.
I actually have a case that I'm gonna talk to Laney about. That I might have us do for Halloween. Yeah. We'll tip it for both of y'all.
Okay.
So if I've piqued your curiosity, subscribe so you can see it. Shamelessly plugging, don't worry.
Yeah. If you have not heard this story before,
I
let us
hadn't.
know. Yeah. You didn't hear anything about
No, I've heard of another girl who she was older and got her throat slit open, or
it?
her
And she had to like hold her head.
had to hold her head up and
Yes.
crawled to
Yes.
safety.
Oh
So
my
like
gosh.
very similar, but like I mean this was an 8-year-old little girl.
Yeah.
So like no, I had heard of that other one
I also
before,
heard
but
that.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah. If you thought this case was interesting,
Yes.
we'll say that. Like the video.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more true crime or
Yes.
just scary videos in general, click the bell. We try to post every Thursday at 9 o'clock. Like she said, hit the subscribe button.
Yes, please.
Just do it.
Follow our socials. Check our playlist because we have true crime, we have paranormal, we have analog horror, like any type of spooky thing you're into, we have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this video.
Yes.
And not I. We hope you enjoyed this video. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Let's go to bed. Oh, it's almost 2 in the morning. I'm so tired.
I'm just a figment of your imagination.
Karen comes in here and she's like, "Who are you? Why are you?" What if?
It's just like, Laney, Macy's been gone for years now.
Cry.
It's time to move on.